good out of him, but not for that long. There's better fish in the sea.
I almost think he's like too afraid in a way, because anytime he has played, especially in the Europa League, he doesn't seem to want to take someone on as much as he used to. But I don't know if that's just because of all his injuries. He's kind of being a bit more reserved, and then he got injured again. And I think he's going to be in the Europa League team. Like, I think he'll be one of the first players on the sheet when that comes back in a couple of weeks. But it's just, I think every fan just wants to see him have a run out in the Prem. Because like we signed Bale back, yet he still can't even feature against Sheffield United, and Fulham, and it's just a bit.
That's part of Jose's way.
No, it's true. It's
the tough luck last season.
Massively, it's a shame that you know what? That's transitioned perfectly to the next bit. It's worked perfectly with Ndombele. Hopefully, going to work with Bale if we do keep him for another year. But what has happened to Dele Alli and the fact that he's probably on his way to PSG on a loan this month?
Seriously,
do you think he'll thrive there? Do you think he'll thrive at PSG?
I think he will. I think he's the saucy dons. Him, Mbappe, Neymar. I think
Moise Kean.
To be fair, he's been back there recently. Moise Kean.
He's been smashing it. You know what, with Dele Alli, I think he's got a real player in him, and I think if he wants to become the top level that he was before, getting away from London, getting away from just it being in a completely different environment, maybe not even speaking that much of the language, is exactly what the guy needs. I feel like he feels too at home at Spurs. He kind of gets away with it. He's on a good wage. He's living well. He's got his friends around him. He needs to be thrown in the deep end into Paris, get some proper coaching from the PSG lads, and just seriously get back to where he was before. And I think that's a great move. If it does happen, because he'll reach what did to him.
Exactly. He could do it again, and I think that's, for me, like you said, it's very much the case of he's just too comfortable now. He smashed it for a couple, like three seasons, and then kind of just got a bit too comfortable. Maybe feeling a bit too big for his boots, and maybe feel like he doesn't need to try. And I thought Jose was going to be the man to bring it back out of him. It seemed like the pub, because Dele Alli was at his best when he was being a bastard. Like when he was being properly playing with aggression and hunger. And I genuinely thought Mourinho, he doesn't have that hunger anymore. No, and exactly, and he still doesn't. It almost seems like Jose's fed up with him as well, like not finding the hunger again.
But
so
even watching the Amazon thing last, like you could tell, like he's been having those kind of talks with him where it's like, you need to, you know what I mean? You have potential there. I watched you when you were at MK. I've watched, so I know that you can play, but I can't see it in you.
Yeah.
Bye. Have a great time.
Oh, he just did that quick. I don't know. He might have accidentally closed. He'll be back in a sec. But
but he's got a point. Absolutely. Yeah. I think Dele Alli can turn into the player that he was before.
I was just saying, so he knows the potential and what he's seen of Dele, but he just feels like it's not coming out. And I don't know what conversations have been said behind the scenes, after that, but who knows?
For sure. 100%, man. And I'm hoping if we a loan for 6 months, hopefully does him good, bring him back. We could get Eriksen on loan from Inter for the rest of the season to kind of fill that space. A lot of fans not happy. Some of them think
I was going to say.
I'm not convinced, because he was similar to Dele in the sense that he kind of just almost gave up on Spurs, didn't want to play. So why would we then want to loan him back? Like, is he going to have that hunger again as well? A bit strange. I don't know what you make of that, Theo, whether you think Eriksen's going to be good for Spurs again.
I think going for someone new would be better. The wages, he's still expensive.
7.5 million a year, I think it is. And they want us to pay full wages again.
And if he's seriously going to be like he was in the latter stage of his career, he's not shown the last few years that he's ever going to get back to what he was before. I know loads of Spurs fans remember his good days and they forget about the bad ones, because when someone leaves, you only think about the good times, not the bad times. Yeah. That's the truth. And that's why a lot of Spurs fans are now going on Twitter being like, bring back the King Eriksen. For me, you should be going out and get someone like Sabitzer. I've watched him at Leipzig. He's on form. He's a leader. He's a midfielder. He's a beast. He can play in so many different positions. He can score goals. Instead of Eriksen, who's getting on a big wage, you might get something good out of him, but not for that long. There's better fish in the sea.